I didn't get into NYU out of high school, and that was my target school. That was my dream school, right? And so I ended up going to the University of Maryland, and where I didn't know anybody. I grew up in Jersey. I could have gone to Rutgers instead, but too many of my friends were there, and so at University of Maryland, I studied my butt off to try to get into NYU. That was still my goal, and so I managed to transfer after freshman year, and that has opened up so many more opportunities for me than I could have ever imagined. Partly having met you as one of them, right? And here I am today. My dream job now is we go around acquiring companies in all 50 states. So you get to travel, you get to for work, and you get to see all these places, and you get to do M&A because I'm a finance guy. So there's a lot of things that just kind of came together. I was like, well, what could I?
My CEO is a true role model, and his leadership and influence on me has greatly impacted the way I approach life today. And that's only been in the last 12 months. And I look forward to meeting more people who will be influencing my life just like that.
So it's more education is what you're saying is like one of your main ones.
Yeah.
So I was born in Malaysia, and then we moved to Australia. But I think, it was very hard to live in Malaysia, especially when you're kids. The education system and the opportunities that I give to Asians or the non-ethnic people are a lot less. So for example, in university, only 10% of the places, and I'm slightly making this up, but I'm trying to make a point, like there's only a limited number of places allowed, like 10% to the non-ethnic Malaysians. So you get, for the Chinese, for the Indians, there's only 10%. Regardless of how smart they are, there's only 10% of the places that go to them.
Oh, that sucks.
And the rest of them go to the locals.
Yeah.
So it's highly competitive. And I think, when I was growing up, when my parents saw me trying to put a square peg in a round hole, they forget, oh man, this guy ain't in the 10%. We gotta do something about it. And then we went to Australia.
When was that?
Well, that was when I was 9 years old.
So you're still forming yourself.
Yeah,
right
9 years old. Hated it when I moved, but it definitely was a big part of my
What
education.
did your parents told you? Like, why you're moving? What did
They didn't give me. Oh, we're going for a holiday. We're missing Chinese New Year. Do you know that? It's like, we're not going back for Chinese New Year.
We're going for holiday forever.
I'm basically not a conformist. I don't care who says what's right. Like, I care about what I think how I want to live my life. And Korea is obviously very traditional. Like my parents still want me to get married and have this kind of the life they think that's the right life, and I don't agree.
A right life,
and that's like, what is the right life? How do you say that?
In 1996, there was a huge economic crisis in Asia and in Korea, and my dad's company was bankrupt. So I lived in a big house, and I loved that apartment a lot. And after my dad's company was bankrupt, we had to move out from that apartment. And for the first time in my life, I had to share my room with my sister, and I hated it. Obviously, we fought for every single thing, putting a decoration here and there. So that made me think about the importance of space. And back then I was just very little. I just missed my old apartment, and I wanted to be an architect. I was naive. I could have thought that maybe I'd make a lot of money and find that apartment back. But instead, I thought maybe I should be an architect, and I should plan and design the space that I live. So that was a very personal story that I don't share as much, but that's why I became an architect, and I think that was a great decision.
New York is obviously kind of the center of the globe, and I call myself a global citizen. So here I am. I came to kind of see the world and the big thing, the big effort, and
Why did we move? I often ask my papa. So that you could have a choice, he would say. And if you make the bad ones, at least you won't go starving. And then he would tell me that he sold beer and his dad sold beer so that one day I would have the choice to maybe not sell beer. And it's funny, isn't it, that we can't drive, can't vote, and yet we're expected to make one of the most life-changing decisions of our very short lives in essentially figuring out what do we want to be when we grow up. It's good to have choices. Many don't. And hopefully we're thankful for the ones that we have.